Hey everyone, it's Lozzie94 here with an update about my tattoo. It's Monday today and I got it finished 2 days ago, which was Saturday the 19th of February. So I'll show you. And I'm going to talk to you about like aftercare and like what happened with mine and like what happened after I got mine finished the first time. And yeah. So if I can, I'll try and put some photos on, but this is on my phone, so we'll see how that goes. So it was a 2.5 hour session for the last one, which was just the shading of all of that. So yeah, as I said, 2.5 hours, and the first session was 2 hours for the shading of the crow and the outline for the whole design. And the tattooist quoted a maximum of 7 hours that he thought it would take to do it, so it's awesome because it only took 4.5 hours all up with 2 sessions, so pretty pleased about that. I didn't think we'd get it finished on Saturday, so I'm like, oh shit, that means I'm going to have to rebook. I really want it finished now. I don't want to have to wait another 4 weeks to get it finished. But yeah, it was really quick. It cost me $360 for the whole 2 sessions. The first one was $160 for the 2 hours, and the second one was $200 for the 2.5 hours. So yeah, so $360 for the 4.5 hours, which is, it's really cheap. He's a travelling tattooist and he charges $80 an hour, and I'm pretty sure he did it for a bit cheaper for me. I know him personally, like he's my uncle's friend, so yeah, I think also because he didn't have to travel that far because he's just down the road, so I'm stoked with it. It's amazing. I love it. Let's see, aftercare. I've been using Bepanthen on it. So after showering and for the first 2 nights after having it done, you apply it thickly so that you can see it and you can see it on the skin and it's not rubbed in. Cover it with Glad wrap, and then it prevents any ink from leaking onto your sheets or your clothes, which is going to happen after the first 2 nights, and then after that you don't really need to bother. For the first session, I was using just this one afterwards, so it's just a Bepanthen antiseptic cream. It's designed for nappy rash, and there's a difference between this one that I was using and the one that I'm going to use now. So this one's yellowy, it's more oily, and it's more water retardant. So that's better because it keeps like sweat away if you do get it wet, because you're not supposed to get it wet. Like you're not supposed to get it soaked because it's bad for the skin, the healing skin, and it kind of promotes the ink to reject. And then this one that I'm about to start using, it's just a plain antiseptic Bepanthen. So it's not designed for nappy rash or anything, so it doesn't have that oily texture and that waterproof base to it. But yeah, it's as long as it's antiseptic and it's a lotion that's like your tattooist says is good for it. Like here in Australia, the majority of creams and lotions that the tattooists say is Bepanthen, and usually it's the nappy rash one. But yeah, it doesn't really matter. As long as it's antiseptic and it's going to moisturise it, then it's fine. So after you get it done, he didn't put Glad wrap on it, which well, I'm in my own home, so it doesn't really matter. But after he left, I put it on just for like the peace of mind, and because I'm wearing my clothing, I don't want any of like the SQ date or any kind of oozing stuff to get onto my clothes, or my clothes to actually stick to it. So I put Glad wrap on it, and then like after 2 hours, I have a shower and I wash it all off. Because there's slime on it, which is the plasma coming out, and if you don't wash that off, like the slime off, it'll scar and your tattoo won't be as good as it could be. And it's also to wash off any extra ink and also just to clean it off. Any bacteria that decides that it wants to start growing on there, you want to get off So you don't let the water like hit it. You let it just rush over your body so that it's not putting any pressure on it. And then, yeah, you just, any type of soap, any bacterial soap would be best, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. As long as you get the slime off, then it's fine. And then when you get out the shower, just tap it dry with like a nice soft towel. And yes, and when you go to bed, oh yeah, and after the shower, just apply the Bepanthen and don't apply too much. You don't want it to, when you look at it, so that you can see it and it's shiny and it looks wet. You want it to be rubbed in so that you can't see it, but you can feel that it's there and it's moisturised. And then before you go to bed, you want to apply it really thickly. I don't know if I said this yet, I think I might have, but yeah, you want to apply it thickly and then put Glad wrap on so it doesn't get out, and cover your sheets. And then with swimming and going in the sun, you want to stay away from chlorine in the first 4 weeks because it's going to bleach the ink in there and it's going to make it fade. Like, as you can tell, the crow is a lot lighter than the new part, and that's partly because I did go in an extremely chlorinated spa, and so yeah, it decided that it wanted to fade a lot more, but it will end up looking the same after a couple of weeks. So yeah, and same with the sun. For the first couple of like weeks, you want to stay away from the sun because it's going to lighten it, and also if you get burnt, it's going to peel. And the way that the tattoo peels, when you're applying the Bepanthen, you'll see, like when you're wiping, it kind of looks like dry skin kind of coming off. It's kind of just like little blobs of inked skin that's coming off, and that's just the scab and all the peeling skin coming off, which is natural after the first 7 days. So that's good for it. Like, and after that's all gone, your tattoo's basically healed, because I mean it's peeled, your skin's all decided that it's not in shock anymore. So, but if you go in the sun, it's not going to help it at all. So yeah, you'd want to stay away from chlorine because it bleaches it. And in the first 1 to 2 weeks, you want to stay away from salt water as well. I know that it's good for your skin and good for like an antiseptic purpose, but it still carries bacteria and it's going to dry your tattoo really bad because it's salt, so it's going to dry it out, and yeah, it's just not good. So yeah, stay away from that. What else? Don't itch it either. It gets really, really itchy, and if you scratch it, it's going to irritate it, and it's going to cause it to scab up because you might nick it, or just by irritating it. It's like a mosquito bite. It's not really supposed to be itched. Or a scab. If you see any dry spots on it, don't peel it off, because if you peel it off, it's going to scar the colour ink. It's going to come out of it, and you're going to have parts where the ink's not as bright. So yeah, that's what I have to say. If there's any questions, like post it in the comments box below, like and subscribe, and in the next 4 to 5 weeks I'll make another one to show you like how it's gone, and hopefully it's the same colour as the other one. And yeah, so yeah, have a good day everyone.